Good evening and welcome to SWK 640's Ignorant Presentation, Evolution and Ethics of Group Practices in Social Work. Slide number 2, group work is one of the foundation traditional pillars of social work practices since it enables people to unite and exchange experiences and encourage each other through change. As a social worker, I see group practices as vital tools for empowerment and collaboration. Understanding how these practices develop historically helps me appreciate the values that guide our work today, such as inclusion and culture humility. Throughout relating the early social reform efforts with the interventions in the modern evidence base, I can learn how theories, ethics, and practical applications converge. By understanding these development, I am able to uphold an ethical and client-focused practice that enhances development, justice, equity, and meaningful interactions with the group at my practice. Slide number 3. I believe that one of the most influential historical examples of group practice is the settlement house movement. The movement began in the late 19th century and focuses on empowering communities through education, advocacy, and social reform. June Addams and others established forums on which people could learn, interact, and collaborate to deal with poverty and inequity. I find this method motivating since the focus is on power of the people who fought jointly to advance their situation. The efforts is evident today in the community centers, mutual aid groups, and neighborhood associations. Understanding this movement reminds me that social work has always been about collaboration, empathy, and creating opportunities. Slide 4, task groups versus treatment groups. When I think about different types of groups in social work, task and treatment groups serve unique but equally important purposes. Task groups tend to be goal-oriented and would involve planning, decision-making, or changing an organization. They are about doing things together and in the effective manner. Instead, treatment groups concentrate on emotional and personal development. They assist people in making sense of experiences and acquiring coping skills in a positive climate. Both are required for strong facilitation and ethical awareness to remain effective. For me, the key difference lies in the intention where the task group achieve outcomes while treatment groups promote transformation. Understanding both of these groups allows social workers to choose the right approach for the client setting. Evolving the Code of Ethics. NAWS Code of Ethics is essential in guiding how I approach group work. It reminds me to maintain confidentiality, respect diversity, and act with integrity in every setting. Group work can present challenges, especially when issues like confidentiality or power dynamics arise among members. As a facilitator, I need to create a safe, inclusive space where everyone feels respected and heard. This is done through establishing explicit group agreements, serving as an example, and creating open dialogue. Ethical practice is not simply about the rules, but it's also about trust and safeguards the dignity of all participants and providing a fair and transparent group process. When I look back at the evolution, or for that matter of developing a group work, I recognize that social work field is not only continuously expanding, but that it's always based on the same fundamental values, namely justice, service, and respect towards human dignity. By studying the history of group practices, I can better understand how past lessons shape today's ethical approach. Effective social work requires continuous reflection, self-awareness, and an ongoing commitment to ethical and culturally responsive practice. As I continue developing professionally, I plan to integrate theory, ethics, and compassion into every group I facilitate. My goal is to empower individuals while promoting collaboration between growth and positive change within the communities that I serve. Thank you. This ends my presentation.